Whoa, it's the Yewllusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. I'm rolling into town to get a little bit of skateboarding on this fine Wednesday morning. So I was getting some text messages from a friend of mine about our mutual friend who's just building his own cage. It's truly amazing to watch another human being you love and care about build their own cage, put themselves into their own prison. And at the same time, like, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I got to get out of my own prison. You know, it's funny. I think a lot about, like, kind of what we do in this YouTube channel, and like how over the course of 9 years there's a body of work, but I still live in the moment with it, and I try to challenge myself by communicating my journey with trying to figure out how not to go back into the prison of perception, right? How to stay free mentally, spiritually, physically. And part of that exploration is going down dead ends and figuring out where ideas and pathways lead to cul-de-sacs, and backtracking that road to find out where the intersection was that leads me to the path of freedom. And part of that exploration of life is overcoming fear. You know, fear of people's other judgment of each other, right? Because the only way we can fear that judgment of each other is because we're ultimately always judging ourselves. And yet, the interesting thing is the people that are building their own prisons, I don't think are truly judging themselves the way a person is who's trying to achieve freedom. There's a lack of self-awareness, if you will. Because a person building their own prison kind of lives in a state of hubris, right? And basically surrounds themselves with people validating their experience of building a prison. And it's funny because I see, like, especially on the live streams, like, people get super uncomfortable or want to sway the conversation out of their uncomfortability. And for me, I found that my freedom lies in the uncomfortability. That the most dangerous place I can experience, especially as an alcoholic and someone who suffers from depression and all that kind of stuff, is complacency, and especially mental complacency. Like today, like I woke up today and I dropped off Owl and I just didn't feel like going skateboarding, but I'm like, all right, I need to go exercise and get the blood flowing and roll around on my skateboard. And as the journey began, I moved closer to this, I began to feel freer and freer. And I was sitting in, like, bumper to bumper traffic a minute ago, and I was like, I am totally free because I've left my comfort zone. And I think that's where it lies a lot about why for me as a person, I don't believe in politics as an answer, but I believe as them as a math problem, if you will. I believe that through these things that we can discover truths that we can't find any other way. The interaction between the spiritual world and this lower dimensional temporal world, if you will. And we have to interface with it. We have to react with it. We have to be uncomfortable with it. And I shouldn't be using we. I should be saying I have to be uncomfortable with it. The we can do anything we want to do. But me personally, I need to go explore all these ideas. I need to get charged and amped and buy into ideas only to return them. You know what I mean? I need to go in and explore ideas. I can't sit on mental reservations, if you will. I need to be a free thinker. So I need to be able to go over and explore other ideas and other things. But I've noticed that part of this new reality we're experiencing is people afraid to explore other ways of perceiving reality, if only to find out that it's a dead end, right? Like, that's why I think it's so fascinating to go and explore the realm of social interaction via the political landscape, right? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where, I mean, you know when the collective society isn't working correctly, because there'll be potholes. There'll be there won't be any lines painted on the road. And yet, so I know, we live in an ass-backwards society, and yet, you know what? Like, I'm cruising down the street, the power's on, the signal's working. I have a lot to be grateful for. But I also have to be aware of the gratitude is because I know within myself what it looks like to be ungrateful. I know what it looks like to live in the prison of my own bad ideas, my own bad perceptions, my own stagnant ideas. And so, as much as I hate seeing my friend, who I love and care for, build his own prison, I have to be grateful to watch it. You know, in sobriety, we talk about how the most important person is the new person getting sober. And it's because we get to see what it looks like, the struggle. And when we get to see the struggle, it puts a lens into whatever we're experiencing, like at least we don't have to get sober to get through our problems. You know, for someone who's like, I'm helping a buddy of mine get sober right now, and it's like his first battle is just detoxing his body. Like detoxing his body. He hasn't even gotten to the part of rewiring his brain and overcoming the challenges of perception. His first part is just detoxing his body. Like, I don't have to do that to face my problems today. I have a pretty clear head. Wow, this dude better not. There's like, I'm down in Santa Monica. You should see the lunatics on the street. The insane asylum is really real on the streets of Los Angeles. Oh, but for the grace of God go I. Because I'm right there, man. I could easily be insane, but if I don't explore my ideas, I will go insane. And I find that that's, you know, part of the blessing of my platform and having YouTube and live streams is I get to go down and explore my whole thing, because I do have a sense of humor about myself. I don't take myself seriously enough to think that any idea I have is truly not without comedy. This is all comedy because I watch people who think it's a joke build their own prisons, right? Like my buddy who's building his own prison is the same one who tells me to lighten up. That's the twist, right? Because I take life so serious, I know that it's a joke. Does that make sense? Like, I'm super focused on my relationship with God, my spirituality, where I can freely explore all these avenues and dead-end streets of the society we live in and get super serious about them, and yet come back to my reality and be like, I'm super grateful, man. I have a blessed life. And it's not for any other reason than I've just chosen to not build my own prison anymore. Anyway, I'm about to park my vehicle here and get my skateboard out. I don't really know what that video was about or if it made any sense. You be the judge of that. But it's just thinking about how lucky I am, and those of you who have chosen not to build their own prisons of their mind and perception. Just be grateful for that on any given day, because I'm watching a buddy of mine just build his own private prison. Hectic. Links down below if you want to support this channel and get some t-shirts or art. PayPal, become a member, all that good stuff. Links down below, links down below. All right, it's the Yewllusion signing off.